Hey everyone, good afternoon. Welcome back to Reference Roundtable. As you can see, it's Sarah and Michael. Lacey's still gone, and she's gonna miss out because it's probably our favorite kind of episodes to do, right? It's a new month,
which means new books. So as you see,
we've got 2 sealed boxes here, and we have no idea what's inside. They
came straight to us from our TS workroom, and yeah.
So it's going to be a big surprise. I'm excited.
I'm nervous.
Yeah, you never know what we're going to get.
But I asked someone in TS about it, and she giggled. So.
All right. Well, we're diving in here, so let's see what we got.
As always, lots of packing paper. Mm-hmm. All right. Well.
Grab and go.
Right off the top, this one is very attention-grabbing. It is called Sexed Up, How Society Sexualizes Us and How We Can Fight Back by Julia Serrano. And she's the author of Whipping Girl, which was a really popular book, I think, maybe 2 years ago or so. Yeah, this is cool. So if you like feminist nonfiction, I think you would love this book.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
It's a really cool cover.
All right, I'm gonna grab this one, and it's called A Shoe Story. I don't know anything about it, but I love shoes. And it's a novel, so it sounds like it's probably a lighter read. A young woman has 1 month and a closet full of shoes to discover the future she thought she'd lost in this captivating new novel. That sounds really interesting. I don't normally read fiction like this. But...
It'd be like for fans of like Carrie Bradshaw. It sounds like Carrie Bradshaw.
Yeah, Elin Hildebrand is quoted on the front. So
cool.
Jane L. Rosen is the author. Oh, she's the author of 9 Women, 1 Dress, and Eliza Starts a Rumor.
Ooh.
So cute.
This one, I love this series. This is the World War II book, and it's from DK's Big Ideas Simply Explained series. And it takes like all these concepts and breaks them down into these really like easy to read.
Ooh, cool.
They have pictographs and stuff and really cool pictures. These are great like books to sit down and spend an afternoon reading. I love them. And this one's obviously all about World War II. So if you're into that, check this one out.
Nice. All right. I'm going to grab this one because the colors are jumping out at me. Take No Names by Daniel... Me? I love this pink and green together and red. It's like a novel. Oh, and it's a thriller, so no wonder I grabbed it. A riveting thriller about a fugitive in search of a quick payday in Mexico City who finds himself in the crosshairs of a dangerous international scheme. So it sounds like that's going to be pretty fast-paced.
That sounds cool.
Cool.
Let's see. We have Talk With Her by Kimberly Wolf, a dad's essential guide to raising healthy, confident, and capable daughters. So a parenting book specifically written for dads, which is really cool, and then for like father-daughter relationships. So that will be a great resource for people.
Yeah, I feel like parenting has changed so much in the last even just couple of years with social media and COVID, and so
like it's good to get new materials about it for sure.
Exactly. All right, let's go with this one here. This one's called The Pink Hotel by Liska Jacobs. So that's another intriguing cover. It's a novel. Let's see. Liska Jacobs' unerringly precise eye, her deadpan wit, and above all, her ferocity make this book a marvel from start to finish. So, witty and dark and dangerous.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I bet it sounds like a thriller of sorts.
It looks like a good beach read, though.
Yeah.
Too.
It looks really
summery.
Interesting.
If you notice, the Pink Hotel has smoke coming out of it.
Yeah.
Or is that like fires in Los Angeles?
Well, it could be because, some of the leaves are
It's a very intriguing cover.
Yeah. Very interesting. I might have to try that one.
Cool. This one I recognize. It just won the Pulitzer, I want to say 2021. So lots of eyes on it. It has a super long title. It's the Netanyahus, an account of a minor and ultimately even negligible episode in the history of a very famous family by Joshua Cohen. And it's a novel, it's fiction, but it's like, it's a fiction book that nonfiction readers would probably really enjoy as well. It's like about the father of Netanyahu, the leader of Israel, or he was recently the leader of Israel. His father was a professor in the United States, and it's kind of about that family in that college community, and it's like a good culture clash story. It also won the National Jewish Book Award, in addition to the Pulitzer, and it was one of the New York Times Book Review's 100 Notable Books of 2021. Wow. So I feel like a lot of people will be talking about it for a while.
Yeah, it's interesting. I find that interesting when they turn, like a biographical story kind of into fiction.
And real people who are still alive today, and people people have really strong feelings about. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, yeah. And the list of prizes is one extends on the back, and I might have to check this one out. I'm very intrigued.
Well, this one has a couple copies. Ooh. So this one is called The Wild One by Colleen McKeegan.
I feel like you're getting all these thrillers.
And it says addictive from its first pages. Colleen McKeegan's The Wild One mines all the complexities and darkness of young women in the battleground of summer camp, fashioning a riveting tale of secrets, shame, and harrowing reckoning. Okay, it's too bad this wasn't out before summer reading, because I feel like that would have been a perfect book for the summer reading list. I feel like this sounds like definitely right up my alley. Yeah. So that sounds good. Yeah, it really does sound good. So I'm gonna have to read that one. It's probably a quick read too. I bet a lot of people are gonna want to read this one. It's very topical, and it is Ukraine, a nation on the borderland. So this is. Yeah, it's it's all about the history of Ukraine, but also Ukraine today, with detailed, fascinating portraits of Ukraine's major cities by Karl Schlogel. And so if you want to learn more about what's going on in that part of the world, this would be a great book to pick up. Mm-hmm. Definitely. All right, I'm going to grab this one. And this is called 1,000 Coils of Fear by Olivia Wenzel. And it's translated from German. So I don't know anything about this. A young woman attends a play about the fall of the Berlin Wall and realizes she is the only Black person in the audience. So this sounds like it could be interesting. A voice so exuberant, inventive, brainy, sensitive, and hilarious that it's like, I don't know what that was. Pyrotechnic flair. Interesting. It sounds like a unique, and it almost looks like it's written in different ways. Yeah. Huh. This is intriguing. So. Even the little bits I'm reading as you page through. There's dialogue. There's almost looks like poetry. So. Neat. Really cool. 1,000 Coils of Fear. I like the cover too. There's somebody falling in the eyes. Did you notice that? Oh yeah. Huh. Very interesting. Next we have Tree Thieves: Crime and Survival in North America's Woods. So this looks like. So it's all about the underbelly of the illegal timber market and traces timber poaching. So if you like true crime and you like stories about nature and the environment, this is a mix of both of those things. Yeah, that sounds really good. Yeah, it sounds like something they're going to make a Netflix documentary about eventually. Right. Okay. I know I've seen this one around. Yeah, me too. So this one is called The Scent of Burnt Flowers by Blitz Bazawuli. I can't remember what it's about. It's fleeing persecution in 1960s America. A Black couple seeks asylum in Ghana, but old secrets and fresh dangers threaten their newfound freedom in this hypnotic debut novel. Ooh, that sounds really good. It's like a good historical fiction family drama. Right. I knew I had seen this and wanted to read it, so.
I love the
Yeah.
cover too. Lots of pretty colors today.
So many pretty colors.
Cool.
Yeah, that's definitely on my list.
We have another double copy. This one's called The Work Wife by Allison B. Hart. And sorry, I don't know why I didn't put it on my side.
Pretty again.
Yeah, once again, very colorful. Okay, so it's about a personal assistant to celebrities in Hollywood.
Ooh.
And the Hollywood event of the season. High stakes. Deciding if the sacrifices you've made for the job are worth the price to pay. And it's told over the course of a single day and from 3 fierce perspectives. So that also sounds really fast-paced. Sounds like something that would be like, reminds me of that Ultra 24, where it's like the whole season takes place over 24 hours, but it's the whole book that takes place over 24 hours.
That sounds really good.
Nice.
I like it. All right. Here's our next one. It's called So Happy For You by Celia Lasky. And it's like a bouquet of flowers, but there's flames. I don't know if you can tell. So I feel like that's kind of a sarcastic title. It says a wedding weekend spirals out of control in this bold, electrifying, hilarious novel about the complexities of female friendship. So that sounds good.
Reminds me of Bridesmaids.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. I'm going to have to add this one to my list too, I think.
Ooh.
A firecracker of a book.
That sounds fun.
It sounds
like
really
it
fun.
sounds like reading about other people making terrible choices, which is always kind of entertaining. Next, we have The Truth About Ben and June by Alex Keister.
Ooh.
Let's see, what is the truth about them? Love isn't something that happens to you. It's something you must choose every day. Oh, somebody runs away. There's a baby. Huh.
So a family drama.
Okay, so Ben and June are together. June runs away. Ben discovers June isn't necessarily who he thought she was. So kind of Gone Girl.
Very dramatic.
Yeah, but with like touches of romance in there too. Neat.
That sounds good to me too. All right, another two
double.
copy. My Boy Will Die of Sorrow by Efren Olivares. And I don't think I've ever seen this one.
I feel like I just saw it yesterday for
Really?
whatever reason. Yeah.
A deeply personal perspective from a human rights lawyer whose work on the front lines of the fight against family separations in South Texas intertwines with his own story of immigrating to the United States at 13, reframing the United States not only as a nation of immigrants, but also a nation against immigrants.
Also super topical.
Yeah, definitely.
That'll be like really eye-opening, I think. The reason I saw it, I think I was looking at a list of like nonfiction, like social justice nonfiction yesterday, and that was a most anticipated book of the year, which is probably why we have 2 copies of it. So
yeah, I bet that'll be good.
This box is empty. That's proof, but we still have one more.
One to go. All right.
Let's see. Once again, like a really good distribution of like fiction and nonfiction. More
really
color.
Ooh, so much.
I think we have like a cover trend, a design trend.
Yeah.
Colorful
There's
books.
just like so many.
And what?
So many. Somebody snuck into our boxes.
If you've watched Reference Roundtable a lot, you may have seen this interview, Sarah Kay. And Sarah Kay is the one who was so kind to prepare these boxes for us. And now I know why she was giggling while I was asking her earlier. She left us a little friend. Aww.
It's a little pig.
And on the side it says, take the stress out of your life by squeezing this dirty little pig. Cute. Thank you.
Too funny.
That made me giggle.
That's funny. All right.
I
went.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay.
It's your turn.
I don't know why I'm staring at it like I can't. But I can't. They're all just really colorful.
Oh,
like
I know. They're so pretty.
This one is Pretty Baby, a memoir by Chris Belcher. And why do I feel like I have heard of this?
I've definitely seen that one too.
I mean, just the tagline, there's a lot of different things going on here. A queer teen rebel escapes small-town Appalachia and becomes Los Angeles' renowned lesbian dominatrix in this searing and darkly funny memoir that upends our ideas about desire, class, and power. Wow. So they're working as a dominatrix while getting their PhD. Some people have all the energy in the world. This is going to be like...
That sounds interesting. I love reading memoirs about just lives I've never lived. And
I feel like if you're like a little bit voyeuristic in your reading taste, this would be a great one for you.
Definitely.
All right, your turn.
Okay, let's go with this one. This one is called Not Exactly What I Had in Mind by Kate Brooke. Another very colorful, pretty cover. And it says, an irresistible, funny, sharply observed debut novel in which two roommates and two sisters learn that sometimes family and love find you in the most unexpected places. So I'm guessing it's just like a light romance. Nice beach read. There's still some time for beach reads.
Absolutely. Especially with the way it's been so hot.
Much as I
maybe some sitting in the air
for
conditioner
fall.
reads. Yeah. This one is, I believe, another romance, and it's The Emma Project by Sonali Dev. And I wonder, it's an adaptation, or what do you call it when it's an adaptation? And it's inspired by Emma, which there's lots of times Emma's been reinvented. Like the movie Clueless is Emma. There was that really great Emma movie that came out a couple of years ago with Anya Taylor-Joy. And this one says, Emma gets a fresh Indian American twist from award-winning author Sonali Dev and her heartwarmingly irresistible Jane Austen-inspired rom-com series. So if you are a Jane Austen fanatic, you should check this one out.
Yeah, like a rethinking or reimagining, I guess.
Looks like it takes place in San Francisco in modern day.
Nice. Those are always fun. Okay, I'm going to grab this one. It's called Dress Code, Unlocking Fashion from the New Look to Millennial Pink by Veronique, maybe? Highlands.
That looks so cool.
Yeah, I love fashion and design, and so this sounds really interesting. Why does fashion hold so much power over us? So that's definitely something I'd be into.
Like, if you used to watch shows like Say Yes to the Dress, or what's the other one? What Not to Wear.
Yeah.
Like the psychology of fashion is so fascinating.
Yeah.
The psychology of fashion is so fascinating. All right. A very specific title. Our Last Days in Barcelona by Chanel Cleaton.
That definitely looks like a beach read.
Yeah. Quite literally has someone enjoying a day at the beach. Shocking family secrets discovered at the beach in Barcelona in 1964. This looks like the secrets were happening in 1936, so it's kind of a time-jumping historical fiction family drama with a Spanish beach locale. And it looks like Reese Witherspoon's a fan, so cool.
Nice. All right, let's go with this two-copy. Two copies of this one. It's called The Making of Her by Bernadette Jiwa. There's the cover there. She does not look happy.
No, not one
so,
more family secrets.
Yeah, an unforgettable debut novel about family secrets falling apart and coming together. It takes place in Dublin, 1996. So that sounds interesting.
Oh, I've read about this book. I think
Really?
This one's like one of the most anticipated of the year. It looks so good.
Yeah, we got two copies.
Yeah. It's like, whether or not you consider 1996 historical fiction, because a lot of us remember it, it's set in a time in the past, and but with issues that we can all relate to today. This one is like one to keep your eye on. That's also probably why we have two copies of it. I think it'll be really popular.
Yeah, I might have to add that one to my list.
Yeah,
Nice.
She's definitely unhappy if I remember how that book is.
Cool.
This one I'm super excited about. Ooh, a comment.
For two involved
Yeah.
with these books. Ellen says, I collect the Jane Austen type books.
Well,
you got another one to add to your list.
Another one for your list.
Yes.
That's fun. I love it when people have like because you kind of have to do that, otherwise you'd buy every book in the world. Like I do that where I choose, and like I always buy books that are like blank, and then it kind of helps me narrow it down.
Yeah.
This one is one I'm really excited about. I might pick it up to read. It's Elsewhere by Alexis Shotkin, and she is the author of Saint X, which came out, I think, last year or the year before.
Yeah.
Has a tropical, colorful cover, and that one's was a really popular.
Yeah.
So this one has elements of Shirley Jackson's The Lottery, which is a wild short story. I remember we had to read that in high school, and it was it gives
creepy.
you, it's so creepy. It gives you nightmares. And then the imaginative depth of Margaret Atwood. It's a community in which girls become wives become mothers, and some of them quite simply disappear. So they call it provocative and hypnotic. It's going to be creepy. It's going to be suspenseful, weird, haunting, and the cover is so cool. Once again, color. And it looks like a bunch of people standing around a pyre. So maybe if you like movies like Midsummer, I think this one would be it.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. All right, let's go with this one.
I've heard about this one too.
How would you say that? Dele?
Dele, yeah.
Dele Weds Destiny by Tomi Obaro. So that cover, again, really pretty. It's got really pretty gold, shiny,
beautiful,
metallic.
rich tones.
So this one says, the story of 3 once inseparable college friends in Nigeria who reunite after 30 years for a lavish wedding in Lagos. A sparkling debut novel about mothers and daughters, culture and class, sex and love, and the extraordinary resilience of female friendship.
So once again, we have secrets coming out after years of people who thought they knew each other, centered around a wedding.
Right. Female friendship.
I've heard a lot of good things about this book too.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen this one around too. So interesting, and a unique setting too. So
yeah, I've read a few books that take place in Nigeria, and I haven't read a bad one.
Fun.
The Ultimate Flower Gardener's Guide: How to Combine Shape, Color, and Texture to Create the Garden of Your Dreams. So if you want to make a really pretty garden in your yard, it looks like
it's a very springy book.
Yeah, it looks like they're thoughtful with other things too. Like this page says, the larger impacts of your flower garden. So
cool.
Make something sustainable in case of dire weeds.
Nice. All right. This one is a Reese. So Reese's Book Club. It's a Reese Witherspoon pick. It's called Honey and Spice by Bolu Babalola.
That is a wonderful name.
Yeah. And it's, again, really pretty. It looks spicy, like hot.
Yeah.
Colors. So it says her debut novel full of passion, humor, and heart that centers on a young woman who has no interest in love and unexpectedly finds herself caught up in a fake relationship with the man she warned her girls about.
That's a fun trope, like the fake relationship that may or may not become a real relationship.
Yeah.
Oh, Shonda Rhimes likes it too. So there's a lot of people on this back, the dust jacket, who speak very highly of this novel.
Hilarious, and one of our best romance writers. So sounds interesting. Reese always picks a really good mix of things too. I try to read her books just because they are interesting.
Yeah, she pulls from a lot of different genres and stuff. This one looks cool. It's Funny You Should Ask by Elisa Sussman. All right.
Almost looks like a graphic novel, but it's not.
Looks like a coming of age midlife crisis. Reuniting with someone. So it alternates between two characters, their first meeting and then their reunion a decade later. So it's going to be a time jumper, I think, and probably something awkward happened and it gets addressed years later.
Probably.
The cover's really cool.
All right. I'm going to put this one.
Ooh, there's two
copies of this one. And this color really jumped out at me too. It's called Acts of Violet by Margarita Montemor.
There are some amazing names of authors like Bolu Babalola, Margarita Montemor. Like,
Yeah. Oh, and this is the author of Una Out of Order.
oh
Did
yeah,
you ever
yeah.
read that? It was kind of like one of those scramble stories.
Yeah.
It has different outcomes, so that's cool. So cool. Does it really have like a short
It's about a
description,
magician.
Oh, yeah. Iconic magician Violet Volk performed her greatest trick yet, vanishing mid-act. And now she hasn't been seen. So, that sounds really interesting.
That's fun.
Yeah, that's really fun.
That's a good author, too.
I would definitely pull that off the shelf just because of this bright color.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, like the colors today almost glow. It's like we have tropical birds on the table.
Yeah.
Oh. The Littlest Library by Poppy Alexander. Another great author name. All these authors have the coolest names.
They really do.
Poppy Alexander. A little red telephone box full of stories. A chance to change her life. A heartwarming, literary-themed novel about a woman who turns an ordinary red phone box into the littlest library in England and brings together a struggling village. Oh, that sounds heartwarming. That's sweet.
Very cute.
Oh, and you can read the titles of all the books in the library on the cover.
Oh,
that's
cool.
fun.
Library books are always
Oh,
popular
yeah.
in the library.
We're biased.
Okay, this one is called The Grand Design, a novel of Dorothy Draper by Joy Calloway. So it looks like historic fiction, I would say. Yep, 1908. Young Dorothy Tuckerman shapes under the bland beige tradition of her socialite circles. So she has one last chance to prove she chose the right course for her life.
It's based on another true story of Dorothy Draper. Oh, that's why it's a novel of Dorothy Draper.
So it's, true famed designer Dorothy Draper. The Grand Design. Oh, cool.
This feels like historical fiction for people who like to watch HGTV. I'm also very intrigued.
Yeah.
Like you were saying earlier, those novels that are about people who actually existed are always really fun.
Yeah.
We almost had a guest star. That's what I was waving at. I promise there aren't ghosts.
Cool.
Oh, okay. I remember this one and I remember being excited about it. I think I put it in my cart. Once again, glowing, vibrant color. That's the theme for today.
Yep.
Matt Johnson. Less exciting name. But the book is really exciting. It's a sharp allegorical novel about a hidden human civilization, a crucial election, and a mysterious invisible force that must not be named. So it's like science fiction, but with parallels to our world. They're going to the colony is on Jupiter, I believe. No, it's on the city is on Europa, Jupiter's largest moon, and it's called New Roanoke. Cool. So if you know anything about the Roanoke story, it didn't go so well. I think this one is a thrilling, like, science fiction read.
Nice. All right. I'm guessing this one's a romance, even though it's titled Lucy E. is Not a Romantic by Lauren Ho. And it looks like a light, summery read. An ambitious career woman signs up for a co-parenting website only to find a match she never expected. So,
what is
romance.
A co-parenting website?
I don't
know. Sounds stressful.
Yep.
If you're not a romantic, you should just
want to learn how to co-parent, maybe. After a harrowing breakup foiled her plans for children, drove her to a meltdown. So.
Oh. Poor Lucy Yee.
Maybe she just wants to be a parent, but not with anyone.
She's going through it.
Yeah.
This one sounds harrowing. Atoms and Ashes, A Global History of Nuclear Disasters by Serhii Plokhy. And
that's interesting.
I mean, there's just that 3 Mile Island series that came out this year. The Chernobyl series came out a couple years before that. Yeah, so it's going to talk about 3 Mile Island, but then like atomic bomb testing in the Bikini Atoll. Wow. So if that stuff fascinates you, like I kind of like reading about disasters. It's so close to true crime in my head.
Yeah.
This one will be really good and really comprehensive, but not. It's still like a reasonable length for all the information that's going to be in here. One to keep you up at night.
All right, last book in the box, and this is called The Crossing by Kevin Eikenberry.
The way I just did a double take at the cover, I thought it was the regular painting, but they're like modern soldiers.
Yeah, I think it's probably I think it's a science fiction.
Yeah, I recognize the author.
It says, an Assat's, what is this?
Aceti Shards
novel in Eric Flint's Ring of Fire series. So yeah, it's definitely like
What's
a
the
science
tagline?
fiction. The Crossing. Oh, it says 8 cadets from the future. 1 M16, a revolution to fight.
So are they from today and they go back to the Revolutionary War?
Sounds
That's
like
intriguing. It sounds like the Magic Treehouse.
Alternate history with vivid, compelling characters.
I like a time travel story. I really do.
Interesting.
Well, the cover grabbed my attention. It made me do a double take.
Today's
Today's theme, beautiful covers and beautiful colors.
Definitely.
They really even if you don't read these books, come to the library and see them when they're on the shelf.
That's what gets me. I'm such a visual person.
It's gonna really brighten
I
things
want
up.
all the colors.
And there were a few here that I've been kind of waiting to get my hands on. Some that I've seen at the bookstore, and I thought just wait till we get it at the library. So I'm definitely gonna put my name on the hold list for a few of these.
Me too.
Especially, Elsewhere. I'm dying to read Elsewhere. But if you saw anything that you were interested in, they should all be on our website.
Yep.
If you go to our catalog.
Ready to place holds on, and you might even be the first one, and you'll get it soon.
Really, yeah.
So
be the first person to get your hands on it.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
Exciting.
that's it. Empty box.
Yes.
Don't know where we're gonna put this little pig, but we'll find a home. Maybe bring him to Famous Dave's.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, everyone. So don't forget to join us again next week for another episode. I have no idea what we're doing yet.
Lacey will be back.
Lacey will be back.
We'll have a plan.
We will do something fun as always. So until then.
See you later. Bye.